former royals known as the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, really, when you think about it, they left themselves wide open, didn't they? I mean, you have to admire in many respects just how devious and deceitful Meghan Markle has been. We only know the little bits of her own family that she's decided to share with us, how truly bad her father has been. Didn't want to talk about him on the Oprah Winfrey Show. Too busy trashing, of course, our late and wonderful monarch of dedicated 70 years service to bother with that. Every time one of her family is brought up, it's quick, sort of litigation and off you trot. It's interesting to note, though, isn't it, with Meghan, just how cleverly she's played the whole situation. You see, when you look at it, when she came over here, she truly was a very much unknown actress. As I said, I met her, never heard of her, very pretty girl in the flesh, but that's about it. You meet them all in this particular job. But what was interesting was how quickly she escalated to find, quite literally, the money. As ever, let me explain. Hi, good morning. How are you? Nice to see you today. Now, this story, as I say, is really evolving because it all basically starts about really exactly how Meghan is finally realizing what she married and, more importantly, just how useful, how, shall we say, connected he is without the lure of the British monarchy behind him. We're talking, of course, the Duke of Sussex, Prince Harry. Here is a man who's literally been looked after for all of his life, has no idea about money, does not understand a single thing about living in the real world, until, of course, he decided to play at it by marrying the former cable TV actress. And what's interesting when you think about it as well, Meghan herself really had pushed forward, all thanks, so we're told, allegedly, to the backing of her father, Thomas, right? So here is again where it gets really interesting, because pushing forward, you can understand now where she's at a bit of a crossroads. According to a very good source, while she was pushing ahead, trying to, shall we say, captivate the President and the First Lady, Jill and Joe, for a free flight back on Air Force One. And they rebuffed her apparently not just once, but a couple of occasions. Incredible when you think, the absolute sort of audacity to think that there you are, just micro celebrities living in Montecito, but you want to fly back alongside one of the most powerful people in the world. I mean, how? Why? Who thought this was a good idea? Of course, now we know that it didn't happen and it was never going to happen. But what is interesting about this particular story as it develops is truly this. According to a very well-placed source currently working with inside that particular organization, this has left Meghan bereft. I mean, she's now looking at the situation as if, well, if you can't get that, what can you get? And what she's realized, and a lot of people are now working out, is the whole point of not returning back here for instance, the coronation. Why would you just sit in the back seats? Meghan sees herself up front, center, and in the glowing spotlight. The idea, of course, to jump on Air Force One was to make sure as she ascended those steps at that particular airport leaving London was, we're back, we're powerful, and we mean business. It appears that the conversation, what evolved really was that she could not believe that Prince Harry could not secure this particular request. This has been a big bone of contention, and one I can tell you exclusively that is still rumbling on. One that could have catastrophic outpourings and events for the prince. Meghan looks towards her future very, shall we say, closely. And maybe, just maybe, and as ever, we have to say allegedly, it may now not be featuring the one-time royal known as Prince Harry. As ever, it's a developing story. When I know more, you'll know more. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.